You know what time it is?
What time?
We're going to use that a lot. If you think that's not going to be the top 10 button when this is number 1 next week, you are sorely mistaken. And I'm going to get that straight out of the way off the bat. This should be the number 1 movie at the box office this weekend.
Okay.
It deserves to be.
Okay.
It's film of the week. It's film of the week. I'm telling you now.
Oh, spoiler.
Sorry, spoiler alert. This is film of the week.
Hashtag spoiler.
Okay, so this is the first film from Steve McQueen since 12 Years a Slave. So it's been 4 years since 12 Years a Slave.
I've been watching it that entire time.
Right. So what he's a very eclectic man, Steve McQueen. So to follow up his great big... actually, first of all, we would think that 4 years is a long time for him to have gone away. Having said that, it was 3 years between Shame and 12 Years a Slave. So this is only a year longer, and you consider the Oscar buzz he dealt with in that time, and suddenly his profile shooting through the stratosphere, understandable. What he has now chosen to do is to adapt a Linda LaPlante novel.
Yeah, well.
As one does. And, to put it this way, there was a TV version of this many years ago, a British TV version adaptation, because that's what we do with Linda LaPlante novels. We just adapt them for television, and usually cast Tom Hardy for some reason. A very young Tom Hardy. My mum never shuts up about it. But
young Tom Hardy's
The Call, I think, or something
interesting thing to watch.
But, so, of course, like I say, Linda LaPlante adaptation, the minute my mum heard this existed, I have been hounded about it ever since.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It stars Octavia Spencer, Michelle Rodriguez, Elizabeth Debicki, Colin Farrell, Robert Duvall, Liam Neeson, John Bernthal, Brian Tyree Henry, Daniel Kaluuya. That's off the top of my head.
No famous folks.
No famous folks at all. That's 9 names off the top of my head.
Wow.
And that's before I have even actually looked at it on the screen in front of me. As soon as the note file moves. There is also, who was I forgetting? Go on, we'll find out. Hang on. Wait for it. Oh, Carrie Coon is in it as well. Big fan of hers. Brian Tyree Henry. Michael Harney, who you know is the warden from Orange is the New Black. He has a minor role in this. Jackie Weaver is in this.
Wow.
Yeah. It goes on.
What is this thing?
Garrett Dillahunt is in this.
Garrett Dillahunt?
Garrett Dillahunt. He's from... Is it...
I've no idea.
My Name is Earl, or one of those... Oh, no, the one with the kid and the... Oh.
The one with the kid?
The one that's like My Name is Earl, where it's like the trashy dude who gets a woman pregnant and then gets the kid.
Baby Daddy?
No, oh man, he was the dad in that. Anyway, it was fantastic. It was a great series. I was sad to see it get cancelled. So much so that I then forgot his title. Anyway, so, tremendous cast...
Whole lot of people.
Steve McQueen's writing and directing it. Linda LaPlante adaptation. Here's the plot. You've got a group of, a group of professional robbers. They do heists. They are led by Liam Neeson.
Of course.
So, of course, because they are led by Liam Neeson, they are the most organised, calculating crew in the world. One day, a job goes bad, and they are killed. They are murdered violently, and I do mean violently.
All of them?
By all of them at the same time by the police. And they leave behind... Widows! Who then decide they're not going to take their husband's deaths lying down, especially not when it turns out the money they were stealing in the process happened to belong to a really ruthless crime lord who's trying to run for local office. And he wants his money back. And so, these decide to take up the next heist their husbands would have been doing. Because it turns out Liam Neeson, being the most calculating, ruthless professional criminal in the world, and also being played by Liam Neeson, kept a notebook in which he wrote down everything he was ever going to do for the rest of his life.
Yeah, that's
including
just normal.
Full schematics, access code, things like that. Yeah, including even blackmail photos. He even leaves them for a job he wasn't even doing that week.
That is thorough.
That is really thorough. So, sorry, another name for the list. Matt Walsh is in this as well. And honestly, it's one of those films.
How have they fit this many people? Well, I guess they just kill most of them off in the beginning. But...
Well, obviously John Bernthal and Liam Neeson going to have to go early on. Yeah, it is one of those films. So these, as I say, set out to do the next heist. However, the local crime lord's coming after them. The police are coming after them. The politicians are coming after them. Here's a clip.
Our go date is in 3 days. The night of the debate. Now, all of our work is worth nothing if we don't move this money and fast. We gotta start thinking like professionals. We're in business together. There's not gonna be some cozy reunion. After this job, we're done. We have 3 days to look and move like a team of men. The best thing we have going for us is being who we are.
Why?
Because no one thinks we have the balls to pull this off.
So did I call her Octavia Spencer or Viola Davis?
Yeah, you called her Octavia Spencer.
You know why that is? Because both kind of shot to fame overnight in the same movie. Remember?
The Help.
The Help. Mm-hmm. So for years now, I have been calling Viola Davis Octavia Spencer.
Interchangeable names, but look very different.
They couldn't look more different.
Yeah.
But in fact, you know who would be easier to actually, who would be more understandable to mix up would be Viola Davis and Alfred Woodard. From Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Because they play the same kind of roles.
When I first was watching Luke Cage, I double take. I had to do a double take, and I was like, "Is that No.
No, but
yeah, definitely.
Again, because Alfred Woodard seems to have had a career resurgence around the same time as well.
Because she's sexy.
Even Alfred Woodard was in movies in the 80s. I remember her being in Scrooged.
Honestly, I'm surprised by how old she is.
I am as well, because she seems to be de-aging.
Yes.
But anyway, sorry, we're completely off topic.
Widows.
That's why we have the button. Anyway, so brilliantly directed by Steve McQueen. I was blown away by this. Did not expect it. I mean, I expected it to be good. I thought, okay, it's a heist movie. You know, largely diverse female cast. Basically, imagine a more diverse version of Set It Off.
Okay.
Right, but directed by like David Fincher. Except in this case, literally Steve McQueen. What you've got is an adult-centric thriller that plays along the lines and of the caliber of Heat, of Gone Girl, of proper mainstream Hollywood at its best adult thrillers.
How have I not heard of this film? Is it being advertised?
It's been buzz. There's been a lot of buzz around. It's been a buzzy release. I mean, there's trailers everywhere. There's bus ads. But, you know what? You are going to absolutely love this.
Nice.
You really are. I'd say one thing that it's a pretty good, right, when you're going out with your friends, when you want like a girly night of pictures, go and see this.
Because we'll be pumped up and ready to steal stuff.
Oh, I mean, you'll come out and like, if anyone's having trouble at home, like that ends that night. You know,
that's right.
But so some
Especially
surprises.
after having Ocean's 8, which was a real disappointment.
That was a disappointment. This is not. In fact, this is kind of the movie you wanted Ocean's 8 to be. This with laughs.
Yeah.
Right. Take away the laughs from that concept. What you've got? Yeah. Yes, it's awesome. It's really great. It is stylish. It's slick. It's sexy. It's hyper violent when it needs to be. It is brutal. It's uncompromising, and yet the brilliance of it for me comes from there's a decision made. The film is 2 hours and 9 minutes long. Not a minute of it is wasted. And I say that considering that there is a good solid 45 minutes to an hour of this that's actually just character stuff. And I mean, not relevant really to the heist, in any way to the heist plot.
Okay.
There is a sequence, there is a plot reason for it to have initially, but it then goes off and becomes a different scene entirely between Michelle Rodriguez and I'm just going to say a male character who himself also happens to be a widow. And
he happens to be a what?
So, there's a moment between them, and it serves its narrative function and then becomes a character piece.
Okay.
And the decision to evolve that moment into a character piece is tremendous because it feels so raw, so believable, so passionate and emotional. And it just feels like incredible vulnerability being shown. And Michelle Rodriguez is just note perfect in it. It's just this one moment where I'm sort of thinking, please let Michelle Rodriguez get at least minor awards buzz for this. Because she's really good in it. You wouldn't, because of the body of work Michelle Rodriguez has under her belt.
Bless her.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect
She's good
that.
at what she does.
She's good at what she does. What she does is not generally this.
Yeah.
And she's really, really good at it. I mean, obviously the MVP is Viola Davis, because when is she not? Except in The Help, where she merely shares the title with Octavia Spencer.
I know, but she's still awesome in it.
She's still awesome in it. Which one is it that poops in the sandwiches in The Help?
Oh, isn't it Octavia Spencer?
It's Octavia that does it in The Help. But I love that moment. Anyway, really great film. A really solid adult thriller. This is adult Hollywood thrilling at its utmost. It is just genuinely fantastic. Like I say, slick, stylish, hyper-violent, gripping. You can't look away. The performances, every single performance in this is amazing. Even Gone Girl had that naff Neil Patrick Harris moment.
Yeah.
This has none of that. Say, not an ounce of it is wasted. Daniel